Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. So for you guys today, I have a video that I have never done before, but I went through all of my makeup that I bought this year, and these are just, I'm going to be talking about some of the products I personally, regret buying, and most of them were not, cheap, which is why I think I regret buying them so much, just because it's not cheap, so it's not like, oh, it was only $5. No, it was like $20, $30, $40 for some of these items. And if I can explain to you guys why I regret purchasing them and explain my reasoning, maybe you guys will think about it before you purchase these items, and then you can make smarter purchasing decisions. Anyway, so with that being said, let's get into this video. Actually, no, I lied. Let's not get into this video. If you guys like me, if you like my channel, if you do like these types of videos, please do not forget to subscribe and give this video a big thumbs up. I'd very much greatly appreciate it. I am trying to hit 200 subscribers, because when I hit 200 subscribers, I have a giveaway planned. So, yeah, with that being said, let's now get into this video. Okay, so the first category of products I'm going to talk about regretting purchasing are cream/facial products. So the first few items are not all that expensive, but these are the foundation. What are these? These are the I don't even know. I can't read the bottom of it. I don't know, but these are oh yes I can. These are the BR Cosmetics foundation sticks from Shop Miss A. I bought these to do a full face of $1 makeup with, and I thought these would be good for concealing and contouring with, because they're very light and then very on me dark. And my biggest issue with them is the fact that they're too stiff. They don't really, even after they've been on my hand, they don't really want to blend out. It's once they're there, they stay there. And to me, while these were only $1, it's still $2 I could have spent elsewhere on products on that website that I actually would have enjoyed. So, I don't know. I wouldn't use them for foundation. I mean, for contouring, this darker one is okay. It's not great, but it's not terrible either. And then this little white one, I can't use this for anything. It's too stiff. I can't use it for anything. So, those products I regret buying. Not very much, but I do regret it. Two other ones I regret buying from Shop Miss A are the A+ foundations from AOA Studio. These things, I mainly regret buying these just because, they're only $1.88, so I'm not terribly upset about it, especially since the 88 cents does go to charity. But you don't get a whole lot of product in here. You get 0.64 ounces, so just over a half an ounce, which is kind of irritating. I mean, it's not a bad foundation. It's very sheer. It's very oily. I don't like that type of foundation. I prefer my foundations to be more mattifying, because I do get very oily through my T-zone and everything, and I don't like it when my foundations break apart. And these, they don't break apart very quickly. I'll give them that. They don't break apart very quickly, but once they start to break apart, they break apart very fast. So once you get past the 6-hour mark, it starts to break apart, especially around your nose and your mouth and everything, or at least it did on me. And then it starts the rest of it starts to fall apart very quickly. So the next item I regret buying is also a foundation, and this one is the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Foundation. I hate this. I hate this product so much. It stinks. It doesn't. It mattifies really well, but it smells terrible. And then it doesn't hide any texture. I even put on a pore filling primer, the e.l.f. one, the poreless putty, and it still shows stinking pores. I hate this thing. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. I do not recommend that you buy this. Go for a Milani one or the e.l.f. one or anything other than this one, because the other thing I don't like about it is the paddle. Like, do you know how unsanitary that is? Like, to shellac it on your face and then dip back in and then shellac it on your face. You have to throw this away after 6 months. If you get one that has a pump or a dropper on it, it'll last a year. So I do not like that. I regret purchasing that. I will never, ever, 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 ever buy that again. I'm going to finish using this one because I did pay for it. Like, I'm going to finish using all of these because I paid for them. But I would never buy them again. Then, the last product I regret buying. I'm very, very sad that I regret buying this, but I do regret purchasing this. This is the Jeffree Star Cosmetics Magic Star Concealer in the shade C3. I haven't tried it yet, so I don't regret it because of the formula, and I don't mind the packaging on it. I regret it mainly because I'm terrified to use it. I'm so scared to use it because I don't want it to go away very fast, because this is $22 or $23 for a little bitty concealer. You don't even get a whole lot in here. I mean, it's not like a small amount, but it's not a lot either. And I regret it mainly because I don't want to fall in love with it and then have to keep buying a $22 concealer. That is ridiculous. Okay, I understand that it's Jeffree's name, and I understand that, like, the packaging is really cool and everything, because everybody says that this is kind of chintzy and everything. I don't mind that. That part doesn't bother me. I wish it was, like, a little bit cheaper, and then I wouldn't regret it, because from what I hear, the formula is amazing. I haven't tried it yet. Like, I'm going to use up my other concealer first before I go in with that one, just because it was so much money. But yeah, I regret buying this because it's expensive, and I'm terrified to use it in case I fall in love with it, and I love it, and then I'd have to buy it again, and I don't want to buy it again. I regret buying this in the first place because of the fact that, like, what if I love it? It's a $22 concealer. I do not want to be in love with a $22 concealer. So, let me see, what time are we at? I do regret buying this, just mainly because of how much it costs. I have a couple of, like, face items that we're gonna do really quick. The first one I regret purchasing is this Revolution Pro HD palette, mainly because of the highlighter shades in here. So, this has got, like, a combination of highlighters, blushes, and I'm gonna call them bronzers. Like, this blush here, it's not very, or this highlighter here, it looks really pretty on your finger, but it's not, well, it looks okay right there, but that's also over foundation. It's not very pigmented, like, once it blends out, it's really not. The blushes are okay. I really don't regret this because of, like, the blushes and the highlighters too much. Like, I mean, I like this shade, alright, it's for a more subtle highlight. And the blushes are okay. And then this shade right here, Extra, that's not bad either. Like, I mean, it's actually quite pretty. The things I regret about buying this palette is that would be 1, 2, 3, 4. Because the only ones I ever use are this one, this one, this one, and this one. So I only use half the palette. I don't use these two shades, and I do not use these two shades because this one is too sparkly for anything like a blush or something. This one, like, when you mix all the colors together, like, which I'm assuming you're supposed to do, it gets really messy, and then it's too dark. I am pale. That is too dark for me. And yes, I realize that you could, like, in theory, just dip into, like, one of these stripes, but why would I want to do that? That's too much work, and then you're going to end up picking other products up. I don't like that, and that's pretty much, like, the same reason for, like, these other two right here, because if I swirl my brush in them, like, they're extraordinarily dark, and then the whole pan gets all dirty, and it's like, do you see those two? Those are way too dark to be a highlighter on me. And they're way too shimmery to be a bronzer. But then do you see, like, the whole pan gets all messed up. So I don't like. Okay, sorry that cut off suddenly. Basically, I was going on a rant about how I regret buying this because I almost had myself all the way talked out of it, and then I decided to buy it still, even knowing that I was only probably going to use, like, I thought maybe I was going to use all of it and then use some of, like, these darker shades as bronzers, but I'm like, it's too glittery. Why would I use that as a bronzer? And then, like, I only use half of it. Like, half of it's fine. If the whole thing works for you, it's not a bad palette. But for me, personally, as fair as I am, as much as I like specific shades of highlighter and stuff, it's way too, it's just way too, sorry. It's I only use half of it, which means half of it's wasted, and I don't like that. I don't like buying something and wasting it, but then it magically appeared in my cart. I swear I had myself talked out of it. I wasn't gonna buy it, and then looky, it was right there in my checkout bag when I purchased it. Like, why? Why, Shanna? Why? So the last two things I have that are facial products that I regret buying are the Supreme Frost that I purchased earlier this year from Jeffree Star Cosmetics. I have Frozen Peach and Wet Dream. I do not regret these because of the price. I don't mind, like, I mean, the price is kind of expensive, but whatever. It's Jeffree Star, like, I kind of expect that. I don't regret them because of, like, the coloring or anything. Like, I think they're beautiful colors. Like, this one's, like, a nice icy highlighter. This one's more peachy. I quite like them. The thing that makes them regret it is they're straight glitter. Like, it looks pretty right there. If you swatch it, though, can you see it? It is straight up glitter. And then it doesn't stay in place. Like, I don't know. I don't want to throw them away or get rid of them because they were so much money. But do you even see that on my arm? You can't even see that. Like, what the heck? They're just, it's not good. It's not good. And then they're really, I mean, they're super glittery. Do you see that now? They're super glittery. And then the glitter, like, it flakes all over your face. Like, I put it only right here when I wear this. I only put it right here, but it ends up, like, all the way down here on my chin, up in my eyebrows. It ends up everywhere that it shouldn't be, and I don't like it. The other thing I don't like about these is I want to know why these are $4 more when you get less product and there's not a mirror. If these had a mirror, I could forgive a lot of other things, but they don't have a mirror. The packaging is much smaller. I understand the fact that it's a different formula and stuff, but I don't appreciate the fact that, like, there's not a mirror. Because how am I supposed to know where to put this? Like, if this is the highlighter I'm taking with me when I travel, it doesn't have a mirror on it. How am I supposed to, like, know where I'm putting it? Like, I don't have magic eyeballs that let me see everything, you guys. Like, my eyeballs are quite broken, actually. So, these are the last two, like, facial products I regret buying, and it's more because I'm annoyed with them. I'm sure other people love these just fine, and that they work beautifully. Like, they do work. But it's just, they're very subtle, almost, and they're very glittery, and I don't care for that too much. So, there's those products. I'll be right back with the last of it. Okay, so the last few things I have that are, like, purchases I regret buying are eyeshadow palettes. So, let's very quickly go through these because my phone says it's running out of storage, which is not good. The first palette I regret purchasing, like, I regret it, but it's not, like, something I awfully regret because I didn't pay, like, full price for it. Is the Celestial Thunder palette from Dominique Cosmetics. It's just not my favorite palette. I don't think it's, like, a good color story. You don't really have any transition shades other than, like, this one. I don't think it blends well whatsoever, and these three shimmer shades right here are ridiculous. Like, they don't stick. You can't put them on. They're exceedingly, like, dry. Like, they don't even swatch well. They flake off all over your face. I don't like that. If I'm putting a shimmer shade on my eye, that's where I want it to stay. On my eye, not on my cheekbone. The next palette I regret is this Nomad palette by Juvia's Place. this is what it looks like. I don't regret this massively, again, because it was a cheaper palette. I think the part that I regret the most is the fact that I bought this because it said it was everybody says Juvia's Place palettes are super pigmented, and these swatch beautifully. Like, the mattes perform splendidly, but like these shimmer shades, they're not that great. Like, they're not anything to write home about. And then when you get into like these satiny type shades, which are the ones that have got like they're like mattes but they're glitter in them, I don't think those perform well at all. I think these are actually terrible, and that they're like quite chunky. And then like the glitter doesn't stay there. Again, it like flakes off your eyeballs. My biggest issue with this is the fact that like it doesn't, you have to build it up so much. And like when I bought it, because I thought it was super pigmented, everybody says it's like one dab and you're done, and it takes me like an hour, not really an hour, but it takes a long time to build up an eye look, and then it like fluffs all over my face while I'm doing it. I don't like it. I don't appreciate it. It's not my favorite thing in the world. I love the color story. Like, I will be keeping these products that I'm talking about, all of them, because I bought them for a reason, you know, and I do want to finish using them. Otherwise, it's literally just throwing away my money, and I don't want to throw away my money. I don't know anybody who wants to throw away my money, or their money, which is, I'm not going to throw away my money. That's stupid. The next palette I regret purchasing is this Morphe James Charles palette. I hate this thing. I hate this thing so much. It is beyond stupid. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. I hate the way that it is laid out. Like, there's no rhyme or reason to it. I don't like the fact that, like, the pressed pigments in here are... I don't like the fact that, like, one, the shade names are not on the front. I hate that. Two, the pressed pigments on the box are so small that you cannot tell. Like, I personally, I cannot tell what is a pressed pigment and what is not. I do not understand what would be so hard to have the eyeshadow names on the front and then have, like, ES for eyeshadow. Pressed pigment could be, like, PP or P for pigment. Something like that. There has to be a way to label it so that you know what the heck you're putting your brush in when you go to put it on your eyeball. And then the other thing I don't like about it is, like, it drives my mind bonkers to have the colors all over the place. Like, there's not really any rhyme or reason. It doesn't go in, like, Roy G. Biv order. It doesn't go lightest to darkest. There's no order to it. And that makes me so mad. And then, like, this part is just me being picky. But, like, these bigger shades, I wish that they weren't. Like, I kind of wish... I don't know. I don't like the layout of this palette. I think it's overpriced. It's $40 for this. I think it's overpriced. It's expensive. I don't like it. Especially since, like, it's not... I realize that ends up being, like, only $1 a shade and some change. But it's not... I don't know. I don't like it. I won't... It's not a palette I reach for. I reach for the Wet n Wild 41 before I reach for James Charles, which says a lot because I didn't particularly like the Wet n Wild 40 palette either, but I like it better than the James Charles palette. The last one, I need to put that sheet back. Hold on. Hold on. Sorry. I apologize. Maybe. Okay. And then one of the last palettes I regret purchasing is actually another Morphe palette. This is the Morphe Jeffree Star palette. I despise this thing so much. I bought this because I wanted to support Jeffree. I think it's very cool that he's like a multi-million-dollar company. He's a multi-millionaire, and he remembers the fact that the people who have helped him out. So Morphe helped him out when he was first getting started. I think he said Morphe has always believed in him and all this other stuff. So I wanted to buy this palette to support Jeffree. It's not really my color scheme. It's mostly pinks. Like, I thought there were more nudes in it. It's not. It's mostly, like, pinky shades, which aren't my favorite. There's a pressed glitter in it, which I hate these things. I hate pressed glitters. The part that really annoys me is the fact that, like, I love the pan sizes. I think these are very good pan sizes. I like the way it's laid out. It's not super confusing to look at. I don't look at it, and it's not the fact that when I look at it, I'm not inspired to do something. I'm very inspired to do things when I look at this palette. I don't mind it. The part that irritates me is, it's the same thing with the James Charles palette. It's a pressed pigment palette. But the pressed pigments are not labeled in any way, so that when I look at the palette, oh, it's like, oh, so freaking Calabasas is a pressed pigment. I don't know that when I look at it. It doesn't say that when I look at it. How am I supposed to know? Do you guys know what I did? I took my little sister Connie is like the best little sister ever, because let me tell you, my brothers want to help me with it. My mom can't see it either. My other sister lives in Oklahoma, so she can't help me with it. My little sister Connie took and read me the back of the box so I could write down all the eyeshadows that were like pressed pigments, and then the ones that were actually eyeshadows so they're eye safe. Okay? She did that for me. And now when I look at it, it's like, it's still a pain in the butt because I have to look at a stupid piece of paper before I dip into any of the colors to make sure they're not freaking eyeshadows or pressed pigments or something. It's so annoying. It's too much work. When I go into a makeup drawer, when I go into my makeup collection, I'm reaching for something that I know is simple, that I know is all eyeshadow, I know it's pretty, it looks good, I can make it look good on my face. Well, hello there, honey. But I'm not reaching for something that I have to read little pieces of paper first because the box doesn't, like, it's not on the front. Ooh! Do you guys get what I mean? That makes me so mad. I hate this palette. I legitimately despise this palette. And then my last palette, I'm very, very sad that I regret that it's in my regret video. That's how much I like this, like, the idea of this palette. I just bought this palette too, and it makes me very, very sad that it's in this video, you guys. What time are we up to? This is the Tati Beauty Volume 1 Textured Neutrals palette. I don't regret this because of the way it's laid out. The way it's laid out makes me quite happy on the inside. I love the mirror. I love the way it's laid out. I don't mind the fact that, like, all the rows are named, and then the columns, the columns and the rows are named. I don't mind that. The part that I regret buying this palette for was I bought it because I wanted to support Tati, right? I love Tati. I love watching her videos, just like I love watching Jeffree Star's videos. I love those two people. I wanted to support them, and stuff. The thing that makes me regret this palette is this glitter column right here, and then this sequin column right here. I regret it because the glitter, it is supposed to basically, like, stay in place. If you put it down over, it's supposedly supposed to be like shift proof. Like, you guys see how it swatches? It swatches amazingly well. But it flakes off onto your face really bad. Like, when I wore this on my eye, because I did, like, a daytime look, and then I did, like, a not colorful, but, like, a more exotic, vampy look, it shifted all the way down here. I hate pressed glitter because it shifts so much. Like, if it's not set properly, it shifts. I don't like that. So, that bothers me about this palette. And that knocks out one row of the palette. I do not ever use that row. Ever. So, this palette was $48. So, that knocks out one row. So, now I'm using 75% of this palette. And then this one, the sequin shade, I realized this when I purchased it and I got it home. And it came to me. It also took like 10 days to get here. It took forever. These sequin shades, they also swatch beautifully. They're very soft, and in the swatches you can see the glitter. But if you go to blend it out on your eye with a brush, it disappears. Like, that's a bad example right there, but it disappears when you blend it with a brush on your eye. It shifts and it disappears and it ends up all over your face. Like, it'll disappear off your eye and you'll find it down on your face. And I think that's the part that irritates me a lot with, like, the palettes that I have. I do not like glitter. I wish glitter would die in 2019. I don't want it in 2020. I hate this stuff. I despise it. I cannot stand it. So the part that irritates me, the fact that I regret the most about this palette, is I paid $48 for it, and I'm only using the matte row and the metallic. So out of a 24 pan, or what is this? Yeah, 24 pan eyeshadow palette, I'm only using 12 shades. So for those 12 shades, I paid $48. That makes me mad. I regret buying this palette for that. What I wish she would have done is, because Tati loves glitter. Like, I completely understand why she put the glitter and the sequin shades in there. I understand that. She loves glitter. She makes no secret of the fact that she loves glitter. What I kind of wish she would have done is split the palette in half and done, like, the mattes and the metallics in one palette, and then, like, as a separate palette, done the sequins and the glitter palette. Like, have them be, like, an add-on palette or something, and then she could have charged, like, $30 for each individual palette, and she, like, do you get what I mean? Like, she could, I don't know. Does that make sense? I think that makes sense. But I mainly regret this palette because I don't use the sequin row hardly at all because the glitter shifts, like, the mica in it shifts, and I don't use this glitter row because I hate glitter. Like, I literally spend more time swatching it than I do actually using the glitter, because the glitter, it swatches beautifully, it just doesn't stay on my eyes, which is what irritates me the most about it. So there's, what time are we at? I cannot see. Sorry. 12. Okay. So there's that. Yeah, but that was this video, guys. Those were all the products I regret buying in 2019 cosmetic-wise. And I will say this, like, I'm not going to throw any of these products away. Like, I'm going to use them. I'm going to finish using them, but I would never rebuy them. Does that make sense? They're not something I enjoy so much that I would repurchase them, because I won't. I actually, like, the Jeffree Star palette and the James palette, I despise those things. Like, I hate those things more than I dislike the glitter in this palette. I despise them. But they were $35 and $40, and this was $48. I'm going to use them. I'm not throwing them away. I'm not decluttering them. I'm not getting rid of them. I'm going to use them come hell or high water. I will be using them. And I'm so mad that I bought them. Because, like, I bought them to support my favorite YouTubers and everything, but I regret it. Like, I don't know why I bought it. I don't know why I was thinking it was a good idea to buy them. I regret purchasing them. So yeah, you guys, with that being said, that's the end of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you guys would like to see more, like, product regret videos, let me know down in the comments below, because I have a lot of products I could probably do that for. So, with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please do not forget to subscribe and give this video a big thumbs up. I would very much greatly appreciate it. With that being said, I hope you guys are having a Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays to you, your families, your loved ones, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye! I sound so stupid sometimes, I swear to God.